Good morning. Hope the world is all doing well out there. I am starting off this video with a personal conversation basically aimed at Ray Bonecrusher. Uh, but before I do that, I want to thank all of you. And I mean, oh my Lord, I was shocked at the number of you folks that have watched my initial video. And I realize it's just a result of um, that I was commenting on Otter Creek, Ray Bonecrusher, and the What the HALES saga. But I thank you. Um, it is fun to have your opinion heard. And unfortunately, you know, when you're opinionated, not a lot of people want to listen to you. But anyway, I was shocked. Thank you so very much. I don't have other content that I could upload at this time because until this last week, I didn't have the courage or the guts to even do what I'm doing right now. But Ray, again, you inspired me. If you can video in your garage and I found it entertaining, then by Lord, I can do this too. Again, my intent is to do a little bit more in the craft environment, possibly other things, maybe some reviews on products. But big shout out, big thank you to all of you. And please hang in there with me. I'm learning. I do have a video camera. I don't have a great smartphone. I do have a smartphone, but I can't video on it. And I do have a video camera, but I don't have a tripod. I just ordered one. So hopefully I can get into doing more of what I want to do. And hopefully I'll learn to improve and learn about thumbnails and titles and stuff. At this point, I'm really a beginner. Kindergarten YouTube, I guess you could say. But number one, I wanted to thank all of you that did watch, did subscribe, and did comment. And I know, Ray, that you watched because you commented. And I was going to send you a personal reply. I really wanted to share some thoughts I had with you after watching your yesterday video. And I hope I don't ramble too much. But number one, I am very sorry to hear you lost a child, that you lost a son. As I indicated in one of my videos, I too have lost a child, my only child. Um, it is the worst thing any parent can go through. I lost parents, grandparents, I lost my spouse, child, and my twin brother. So I do know what death and the loss of a loved one, the effect it has on you, but by far, the loss of a child is the greatest. There are many ways to overcome it. I don't know about you. I have strong faith in God. I believe my daughter is in a better place. And fortunately, she left me with a beautiful grandchild. So well, I miss her every day. I still think about her every day. I feel that her spirit is still with me. I see my daughter and my granddaughter in many ways, and it helps get through that loss. You will always miss that child. But when you can see them living through another, it definitely helps. That's number one. I'm so sorry for you. I know your pain. Number two, you commented about the singing. The videos of yours that I have now gone back and watched, I love your singing. Um, how brave you are. I can't carry a tune. And anybody that's going to get on and sing, um, I think is fabulous. I love your support of the Hales. That's really again how you came to my attention. Excuse me. Uh, but I wanted to share something with you that I thought was you were talking about front porch stories, and I'm a little bit younger than you, not much, but when I was 12 years old, my grandmother used to take me to a small town in Iowa. It was called New Market, Iowa, and I don't think the population there, it may have been 100, um, like it's Otter Creek in Florida. Cute little town. My grandmother's sister lived there, in this tiny, tiny house that today would be a tiny home. She had outdoor plumbing. She had a pump where she had to pump her water in her little kitchen. And she had an old-fashioned telephone where it hung on the wall and you had to pull the handle down and talk into a mouthpiece. Excuse me, I apologize. Frog in my throat this morning. Anyway, best experiences of my life. In a small town can be the most beautiful place in the world to live. That town was everybody knew everybody. People were kind to one another. When I would come to visit for 2 weeks with my grandmother, I could walk down the street and they all knew who I was. And I was a city kid coming to visit. It was just fun. It gave me a strong desire to live in a small town. I wanted to live on a farm because I had like third cousins, I think they might have been, that had a farmette. And I thought, what a life. You get up in the morning and you have these big breakfasts and you go and feed the pigs and milk the cows. And I just thought it was spectacular. Well, that wasn't the direction my life went, but it's a dream long lost. But you know what you mean about small towns and front porches. My husband and I lived in a small town south there of Sarasota for over 30 years. I only relocated to Sarasota when my daughter passed away so I could be a closer assistance for my granddaughter. But we used our carport as a front porch. We had, patio furniture out there or outdoor furniture. And we would sit out there and have our coffee or have a glass of wine or whatever, just conversation. We used it as an outdoor area. And because we lived on a main street through town, real close to town, there would be a lot of foot traffic. And you're right, you do get to know people. You get to know your neighbors. People that may live 6 blocks away would walk by. They would see us out there, we would see them. And when this happens often enough, you do become friendly. And it's amazing the people you get to meet. Um, Sometimes people would stop and they'd come up and sit down and join us. It is fun. And it's a shame that in developments and subdivisions and urban communities, people don't get to experience that as much as they used to, because it is fun and it's great if you like people, and it's great people watching if nothing else. But anyway, I wanted to share a funny story with you about the front porch. Um, I hope I don't offend anybody. This is not intended to offend. It's intended to be actually share just a bit of my husband's sense of humor, or both of ours, I guess you would. He was at work late one night. Now I'm going back 30 years ago, but he was work late one night. He came home and couldn't immediately go to bed, so he was sitting out on our quote unquote front porch, carport. It was dark. He didn't have any lights on, and a couple, pulled up in their vehicle, and it was the night before garbage day. So I had put out a box of throwaways. I think there were some kids' toys in there and just household items, just junk I was cleaning. And I put it out there. Well, the irony of it was the day before, or earlier that day, I should say, the next day was going to be garbage day. And my husband was going to be doing the lawn, front lawn. And anyway, long story, I'm kind of rambling, I'm kind of getting off track. Anyway, we had this box out there with throwaways by the garbage can. My husband was sitting outside. Earlier in the day, he had, in preparation for mowing the lawn, he had gone through the yard and picked up all the dog poop. I won't say shit, and just threw it in this box. And so all this dog poop was in this box with these items. Anyway, late at night, this couple comes up and they're digging through the box, and apparently they saw a few things that they thought were worth having. And I'm not faulting garbage pickers because, trust me, I've been a garbage picker. My husband didn't ever understand that. But even this French door behind me that I use as a wall decor, I garbage picked. One day I was at the doctor's office and I climbed in the dumpster behind his office because there was a chair in there I thought I could repurpose, which I did, and I sold later on. But anyway, I'm not faulting people to go through other people's garbage. But the funny part about this was husband's watching all this, and these people don't know that he's sitting outside and can see everything they're doing. So they're digging through it, but I think because it was dark, they really didn't want to take the time to really sort through. So they took the whole box, loaded it in their vehicle, and drove home. Well, the next morning, when my husband and I were talking about it, he was sharing the story with me. And he goes, "Yeah, we'll wait till this morning when it's light and they find out what kind of other people shit they brought home." Again, excuse the word shit, but it's very appropriate here. Now, it wasn't ours, it was a dog's, but I think it's a kind of a funny story I wanted to share. The other thing I wanted to share with you personally, Ray, you were talking about your hands and playing the ukulele and different instruments and stuff, and having arthritis. I too have arthritis in my hands. I have arthritis in my feet, my joints, my knees, and I really feel it in my hands, my neck, and my knees. Primarily in my hands because I'm a part time cake decorator and squeezing a frosting bag can really, you know, be intense at times, and I feel it. And particularly this winter, I've noticed it because it's been um, a little colder and damp here in Florida, so I'm feeling it. Well, several weeks ago, and it's probably been about 3 weeks now, I was on YouTube and I was um, a video popped up and I was reading about the effects of castor oil. Now, I know castor oil. I don't think I've ever taken castor oil, but as a kid, I remember people talking about if you're constipated, but I've never had it and never even knew that it was good for anything other than maybe constipation, although I think it would be kind of nasty to drink. But anyway, long story short, I was reading some of the positive effects of this, and in all truthfulness, when I went out and purchased some, I did it with the intent of hoping it was going to get rid of the wrinkles and help get rid of some of my pock marks and all these miracle things that I know it's not going to do. But I have seen a difference. Um, I know it's not going to get rid of the resting bitch face, but only Juvederm can do that. But I have seen some difference in my skin. Um, and that's only, I'm telling this for the ladies out there. It has reduced a pockmark, a scar on my forehead, and I've noticed a difference in under eye circles. Now, Ray, the reason I brought it up to you is when you were talking about arthritis, it is one of the benefits of applying, relieving arthritis is one of the benefits of applying castor oil to the skin. And I swear to God, as God is my witness, and I've been telling everybody I know in the last several weeks, they need to try this. They need to try it. It works. It works. If it didn't, I wouldn't share it. I probably wouldn't even have the guts to tell somebody I got duped because I tried something that really didn't work. But I will tell you that applying castor oil to my hands, to my feet, to my knees, and to my neck, where I do feel the arthritis, has made the world a difference. Ibuprofen, Aleve, none of that really helps when certain parts of your body ache. And why take stuff that you don't need to medically ingest? If you can apply it to your skin and it absorbs in very quickly and it works, why not? It's inexpensive. Now, I didn't buy the most expensive on Amazon, which still isn't super expensive. Excuse me. Again, I'm getting over a cold and I have a frog in my throat. What I purchased was pure organic castor oil, cold pressed. I guess that's one of the important things. You should purchase it in a glass bottle because I guess castor oil can absorb the properties from the plastic bottle. Unfortunately, I was too eager to try this, so I didn't order it on Amazon, which I will the next time I buy some. Um, so the only place I could find it locally, it was at an organic food store, and it came in a plastic bottle. Now I did take it out of the plastic bottle and put it in a dark glass bottle, but I did not purchase it that way. And I only paid $5 and I think 72 cents, so it wasn't expensive. And I felt if it didn't work, I really had wasted a lot of money. But I'm going to encourage you, try it. It really does work. And um, ladies, again, I don't know really how it works on wrinkles. It's supposed to be good for your eyelashes. I'm trying it there too. Um, I don't need it for hair growth because I have enough hair on my head anyway. But um, I'm going to tell everybody out there, go try it. If you suffer from arthritis or some of these other things, or go on YouTube, check it out. I swear this stuff works. Okay, enough of that. Now I want to get on to um, a little follow up on the what the Hales situation. I can't believe how involved I've gotten myself mentally and emotionally in this saga. But I think, and I know from the people that subscribe to this mini new startup channel, you're what the Hales fans, and I'm understanding. You become a family. I don't know these people. I started watching them during COVID. Get bored with TV, um, and you get engrossed. You get to know their personalities. I can't converse with them necessarily, but I can vicariously live through them. It's one of the reasons I like slot channels, because I love slots. Do I get to do it? No. I want my ashes scattered in Vegas, and somebody better by God make sure they're scattered there. But I get the enjoyment and the entertainment through others. Anyway, I have come to now start following a number of other YouTube channels strictly because of this case. Didn't even know they were out there, would have had no reason to look for them. And last night, I stayed up way too late watching the DUI guy because he's gotten himself quite involved. He has broken down these motions and everything else. And see, I love the legal jumbo of the whole thing. This morning, I watched, and I guess it was streamed maybe last night, but I watched it this morning. I think his name is MG Law. And he had on, joining him, were like 6 other attorneys worldwide. And they were all breaking down, commenting on this judge, um, the deposition of Miss Preston, and some of it was just as humorous as it could be. I mean, I literally found myself laughing out loud. But it is so wonderful to have so many people banding together. And what it tells me is, my opinion was, I thought he was in the right, she's in the wrong. I know she has people supporting her, and that's okay. We're all entitled to our different view and opinion. But for those that might think Jeremy Hales is blowing smoke out of his ass, when you have that many professional attorneys that have gotten involved and are watching all this, not to mention your own, but you're paying your own, so they're going to tell you certain things. But it tells me he's not blowing smoke. He's right. And it's sad because the entertainment, again, excuse me, the entertainment in this is far better than any reality show. But the sad part about it is it's true. And it's affecting real people, good Christians. And all I can say is now I know somebody has started a GoFundMe page. I'm not in a position to financially contribute, but I will keep the Hales in my prayers. And I will continue to speak out if one new person sees this that didn't know about this and can get on the bandwagon, and people send their letters to the state legislature and complain about this rogue judge. That's all it takes is people banding together for a good cause. Now, I also am going to end this with a comment. I started off, I want to discuss a comment that I received. I received many, 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 many comments from those of you that viewed my first video. And they were lovely, absolutely lovely. And I know from listening to the YouTubers out there that have been doing this for a while, you have to take a lot of this with a grain of salt. You know, you're going to have your haters. And I understand. But why I'm including this is, ironically, I had a comment from Miss Preston, who is the one causing all these problems for Jeremy Hales. I had a comment from one of her supporters. So here's this old lady that just posts her first video, and somehow it reached her, and she's trying to sway my opinion. I'm not going to give credit. I don't want to. I don't want to even bring her name up because I don't want to give her credit. But I'm going to tell you right now, lady, if you see this, you are being duped and conned unbelievably. And if you are a true friend to Lynette Preston, and she deserves friends, I hope she has some true friends. But if you are a true friend to her, you need to tell her that, number one, just because she's an ordained minister, she probably spent $50 and bought it online. If she wants to come off as a good Christian, having a piece of paper is not going to do it. She needs to live a good Christian life, number one. Number two, instead of crying this, woe is me, poor me, earn a living. I'm 72 years old. I still have to go to work. Do I wish I had to go to work? No. Do I wish I had enough money to travel the world? Yes. If I didn't have to work, there's a lot of volunteer work I could do. Okay? So if you can't afford things, lady, go out and get a job. Number three, how on earth can she be raising a child with disability, she says? I help with my granddaughter, who is now 8, and far more self sufficient than she was at the time of her mother's death. And I have learned, and I love every moment of it. I feel very blessed, but it is hard work and it's tiring. And I'm not financially supporting this child. It doesn't live with me, but I spend enough time with her, as does her other Nana. And trust me, I know why women 60 years old can't give birth, because we don't have the energy. Number four, I think I'm up to four. If she wants to give this child a quality life, then by God, instead of selling her home in Northport, Florida, and I know Northport, it's not far from where I live at all, and I have friends in Northport. Why on earth would you sell a home with indoor plumbing in a fairly decent area and move to bum F Egypt, Otter Creek, with no home, no plumbing, no means of support, and try and raise a child with special needs in those conditions? Instead, you go out and you take what appears to be the proceeds from the sale of your home, and buy some expensive Jeep, and you want to start this tortoise sanctuary? You didn't do your thinking, lady. And you know, someone, if they're your true friend, are going to tell you what you're doing to yourself. Jeremy Hales has not done this to you. The fact that he has not enabled you to continue to grift off of people, including himself. He didn't want you to grift off his followers. He's in Otter Creek trying to clean up a corrupt town. He speaks very highly of many of the folks in that town. And when you see what he's done for the town, he's not done bad. And he's getting a bad rap for that from those of you that, oh, think he's just out to be a bully. No, he's not. He's a courageous man that, quite frankly, has a good set of balls because he's speaking up. And I applaud him. And I applaud all of you YouTubers that have banded together and are taking this worldwide. Anyway, that's my take for today. I apologize for coughing. I do need to get a glass of water. I will end it here, but I want to thank all of you again. I'm hoping I can learn here how to post some better video here very shortly. So hang in there with me, and thumbs up to all of you for giving me the support, and a thumbs up. And Ray, you see this, I hope we can have some banter back and forth. I think it'll be fun. Anyway, I love you all. Have a great day. Hope you're all blessed. Enjoy.